Welcome back to the Forensic Unplugged channel, guys. Just going to do some informal stuff on paintwork sealants. We just finished the video on W6 from W6 Coatwax Black Scholl Concepts. Yeah, and so I've just sort of gone and covered it all over my car, and I've been buffing it off. And it has confirmed kind of what I thought. Great product in some ways, very nice and shiny. But it's not quite for me. I've switched microfiber cloths up to something with a little bit more bite on the panel. The main reason it's not for me, less about durability, but more about buffing. Can you just see, like all the bits, it's been on there a while, but it just takes too much buffing, like to get it off. It's too grippy. And then you really need to keep buffing it, and you really need lots of light to see if you've buffed it all. And sometimes when you don't have that light, you can think you've buffed it, like, but you've left bits, and you've just got to keep going. And even there, where it looks good on camera, even with more light, I can see that footprint of the product, and I have to keep going to get the shine. When you're doing that over an entire car, that's a bit of a pain. It's really heavy on the buff. It just needs to be light. See what I mean? Like, you just got to go over it again to get all that. It's been on the panel longer than 5 minutes, but it says it can be. I tried experimenting on the roof using tiny amounts of small amount of product, and it can improve the situation. I've had it on this roof and buffed it. You can see where I get that light. It needs more buffing, like where that light is, it still needs more buffing. And when I think I've got it, and I go back and I find a little bit more, and I just got to keep buffing and buffing and buffing to get that perfect finish. And another thing is, when I go to put it on, if like there's any little water spots or something like that, you know, if I use, it won't shift it, but if I use something like Rupes Advanced, it will, because it's got that tiny bit of abrasives in it as well, it will also shift any of that and just shift any rubbish on the panel and give me that kind of flawless finish. And I've just been thinking, like I do, because I love all this stuff. I was also applying it onto this wing, yeah, and I put a fine scratching because I was having to buff so much. And then I just grabbed the Rupes Advanced and just went over the wing, and it took the scratch out. And then the buff to get the Rupes Advanced off was so much easier, so much slicker, and the finish was better. So that's Scholl Concepts there, and that's Rupes, and I can feel the difference in the slickness and the microfiber. It's just easier to work with the Rupes Advanced, and it gives you that abrasive quality. Also, you know, it gives you something. You might say, well, I don't want to always abrade the surface when I'm polishing, you know, so I don't remove clear coat. But with it, when it's like a finishing polish and you put it on a really soft pad, you can use the Rupes Advanced like a sealant, because you just put your machine speed on 1, don't put any pressure, and then just quickly go over it and then buff it. And you're not going to remove any clear coat really. You know, difference is negligible. It makes no difference. But yeah, the biggest problem with this product is the buff. It's a really greasy buff. You know, not terrible, but just not classy. You know, not top of the range. And I'm always looking for top draw, you know, top draw. And the buff for these types of products is very important. So yeah, the Rupes Advanced I think is a better product, even though it's different. That is a cracking product. I think the Ultralock is probably a better sealant as well, even though it's got that slight problem going off. It's just more durable, and it's much lighter and slicker to buff. Yeah, shame, because this does, the flip side is the gloss is pretty formidable. Once you do get your buff right, so over here, you know, I've did this bit in the video, this has been buffed for a while. The paintwork feels amazing. I mean, it does feel amazing. Yeah. I mean, lovely. So my car, when it goes out, will look really good. But when I get it out in the sunshine, I'll notice, don't worry, I haven't buffed, that door's all got to be buffed. That's all got to be buffed. All that bottom's got to be buffed. when I do take it out in the sunshine, I can guarantee you there's going to be all sorts of bits on it that I've missed, even though I'm really diligently taking each panel and trying to go around it carefully. Even in this garage, I really need to get the workshop lighting out, because that will show it. It's just such a tricky buff. So yeah, that's my thoughts on this product. Good, but the other killer is if after with this tricky buff, if it did have amazing durability, it's got a very good beading. If it did have amazing durability with that beading, then it could be really improved. One thing is, I only left the product for 24 hours before I did this testing. So it could be possible that the nano sealant needs like a week or something to cure. But typically, after 24 hours, most non-ceramic products are virtually there. And these are all nano sealants as well, so you'd think that would apply to them, and they still stood up better. So I don't think there's any flaws in anything I'm saying, but potentially the durability in real world could be a lot better than that sort of limitations of testing. So I just noticed I'd already buffed this bit, and there was a little bit on there. But when you do get it right, look at this, not bad, is it? This car's got good paint. I like looking after this paint. Look at that. It's so good it can't focus on it. But yeah, I can still see the footprints of product that haven't been buffed. And I got some like bit of sap or something that's just sort of marred the clear coat. It's not bird poo, I don't know what that is. But again, if I whiz over with the Rupes Advanced on that, it would take that off. Because it's just like a little bit of surface, fine surface marring, whereas the sealant won't. So yeah, I can't quite see a place for it, guys, which is a shame. I really want to like the Scholl stuff. I do like it, but not much of that Scholl stuff makes its way through to what I use. S20, absolutely, yeah, brilliant. S2 Black, I'd have that up there. I've got that in the cupboard, I think. S3 Gold, I've got a litre of that in the cupboard. S40, fantastic. You know, love all that stuff. I think Scholl as a brand, I don't know if I said that in the main video, they need to sort of understand the UK market a bit more, because they don't, you know, if I ran Scholl, or you ran Scholl, or any of us ran Scholl, and you sell it in the big UK market, you'd want a really powerful, competitive snow foam and shampoo that has a chance of being top of the range that all the professionals use. I don't even know what their shampoo offering is. No one talks about it. You know, so that shows a lack of awareness of the UK market, a lack of interest to dominate the UK market, and you need that domination attitude. They should be, Scholl as a brand should be going to buy all of the top pre-washes that are here, you know, like your Built Hambers, all the other stuff that I've talked about. Go and get a range of top-rated pre-wash products, formulate something that destroys them all, and is cheaper. Then you've got a chance of making lots of money. If you don't even try that, you're not going to make a penny. So yeah, a lot of these brands, they sleep and rest on their laurels when there's so much opportunity to make money and go viral with your products. But you've got to be interested in it. You've got to have the passion. That's the way I see it. Anyway. So yeah, there we go, guys. What do you think of this product? See if I can get you a nice one more demo of some of the difficulties I have with it. Probably around here will be the best bit. There's another example, like just another example. Just needs a bit more buffing. It would require a lot of work. You'd need to go around it all with a detail spray afterwards. In fact, give me a good chance. In fact, I'm going to do that with that Scholl wax. They've got that Speed Wax product over there somewhere. I'll try that. Yeah, kill two birds with one stone. But you shouldn't have to, because for me, doing this on the car historically is the way to get the ultimate finish on your car, is to go over it with something like this, a finishing polish or some finishing wax or sealant by machine, tidy up the panel, buff it, and that's the best you can ever get your car. You know, you shouldn't have to put anything else on in terms of look, you know. So this would be my final buff, but I just wouldn't be confident. I wouldn't be confident using this and putting it on someone else's car, because I'm sure they'd come back and say, yeah, John, look, thanks for doing all that hard cleaning and work, but look, there's a little smudge down there, John. Oh, and there's another one over there, John. And as diligent as I think I am, I'm not that diligent. My eyes aren't great, and I would struggle to get this as good as I wanted it to be. Like, even there, what's going on with that? I can see, is that reflected? What's going on there? Is that a buffing thing? It is, that's a buffing thing. So you can see that line along there. It's a buffing thing, yeah. Okay, so you get my main point. I don't know what's going on with that. Just, yeah, it's buffing. God. Interesting. Interesting. My car's going to look amazing though when I've finished. That's for sure. Right. Over and out. Let me know your thoughts. Recommend me something. Here's one for you. Recommend me something, a liquid sealant that you could finish out a car with. You know, finish off. It could just be LSP, or it could be a sealant like Rupes Advanced. Although let's just go with sealant. Give me a sealant that's not acrylic based, because they're not hydrophobic enough, the acrylics. After a couple of washes, you think it's gone. You think it's gone. So give me a modern sealant liquid that can keep up with built hamber double speed wax or Fuso wax, isn't ridiculously expensive, and I can whip over a car with it by machine and it buffs beautifully. Give me what you think on that. Another bit I've missed there, but I think you'll struggle to beat that one, the Jesscar, for that. It's a buff on that, it's really sweet, and the durability is good, even though it's not massively hydrophobic. So you can, again, after a few washes, think it's gone, but from what I've seen, it's very detergent resistant, that product. So I think that probably is a monster, but it will need that maintaining, and it won't give you that zingy beads, but very good baseline sealant that you would put something on every now and then, spray on or whatever. Okay guys, thanks for watching. Let me know in the comments if you've got a product in mind. Bye.